どのような子が生まれてくるのやら。この未来は限りなく広がっておりますれば。
Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Are we up? We are live. What's up, my peoples? Change the hairstyle.
櫛で擦いてあげる日が楽しみです。
わしに似てしまうと、その間おとなしくしておれぬ子になるやもな。
私とあなたの間の子、どのような姿に育つのでしょうね。強く生きるのです。強く。
All right. All right. So today we are doing our playthrough of the remastered version. I had started this a while ago, but I couldn't continue it due to, other reasons. But I'm back now. We're going to continue. We're going to start it from the top just because, again, the game recently came out for newer players to play on PlayStation Plus for free. So I'm going to put in basically, I'm going to put my words into action because I did recently do a like little pro tip series for newer players to basically know how to begin the game and get to the later stages of the game. So why not show you all what I basically mean instead of just telling you, because I'm the type of person, of course, like I can listen to someone, but if you show me, I'll learn better. So of course, I feel as though people will learn better just by watching me do it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how I would go through the game as if I were a newer player. So appreciate you guys coming in here. Whoever does show up, thank you so much. If you don't manage to show up, it will be on my channel afterwards, so you can always come back to view it later on. All right. But I'm gonna give people a few minutes to come in here, and so we can get it started soon. Right. What I like to do as a newer player, truthfully, you can choose whatever weapon you want. Honestly, whatever weapon looks good to you, pick it. Doesn't matter. You'll be able to change it up sooner or later. You'll literally be able to change it whenever you want, honestly. Remastered is this version. Yeah, it's the PS5 version. This is the one that came out on the PlayStation 5. So the one I usually play is the PlayStation 4 version, but this is going to be the PS5 version, basically. It basically what it does pretty much is it just ups the graphics, it ups the frame rate and all that stuff. So instead of playing at 60 frames, it's now 120, and then obviously it's like 4K graphics and stuff. We're gonna go with you first, and I'm gonna choose you. Perfect. Proceed to Guardian Spirit. Alright. Again, when you're choosing your weapons and you're choosing your Guardian Spirit, it does not matter which Guardian Spirit you choose. Honestly, if I was to tell you which one to choose, it would be between Mikami right here and Kagewani, just because you'll end up getting a Feral Guardian Spirit at the end of the first mission. So you might as well pick one of these two. That way, when you do finish your first mission, you'll already have this, right? Like, not this specific Guardian Spirit, but you'll have a Feral Guardian Spirit. So you don't have to worry about, like, saying, oh, I need to choose this. Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? I'm doing all right. I'm really excited to, you know, revitalize my playthrough series. I'm doing good. How are you feeling today? Appreciate you for stopping by. Honestly, I'm gonna pick this. So, do I ever play anime card games? Honestly, I would say I'm not sure if you consider it. It technically is a card game, but me and my friends, we still tend to, like, you know, meet up with each other, and we have Yu-Gi-Oh sessions. Like, we actually meet up. You know, we take some drinks and stuff, and we actually have Yu-Gi-Oh sessions. Outside of that, I don't really play many, like, other card games and stuff. Okay, now for dinner, good on you. I should eat dinner myself. I'll probably eat some dinner later on, but grind never stops, man. Appreciate you for stopping by before you head out, though. You're a real dude. Let me go ahead and leave out. Cool. We got our stuff, got our weapons, got our Guardian Spirit ready to go. Let's do it. We don't need to watch this. You guys have already seen this probably hundreds of times. Shoot, I'll take a look at it. I'll look it up and see what it's about, man. Because I'm always willing to jump into some new stuff. You know, it's always good to have different type of hobbies. All right, so we got our weapons and stuff. Got our Guardian Spirit. No, didn't want to come here. Check out our booms real quick. Cool. All right, so when I'm first starting out in a game in Nioh, when I first start out, what I recommend you do before anything is to sort your gear. You see how it's already automatically sorted by newest. Always sort by level. Sort by level in the very beginning of the game, because again, the higher level gear you have, the better. The stats don't matter. It's the level that matters in the early game. Stats only matter late game. And the reason why is because every weapon is around the same, is literally the same level late game. So when you're starting out early game, level matters more than stats do. Does it, like, literally level over stats. So I always sort my weapons and my gear by level. Now, when we go to our accessories, you can sort that by ability, rarity, type, level. It doesn't matter. I'm going to just sort by level again, just because level matters more in the early game. Now, items. I always sort this by rarity because for some reason it's a lot easier for me to navigate the items if I sort by rarity rather than sorting by anything else, honestly. Okay. Cool. All right, so you might be wondering, how do you have Tea House so early? because I've already played through the game. So I'm going to have the tea house already. Doesn't matter. I can go over clans honestly too. I forget which clan I'm running. I think I'm running Toyo. Yeah, I'm running Toyo. So as a beginner, Toyo will be my recommendation for a clan. Like, don't run anything else other than Toyo, because you get the life recovery on Amrita, and you get an Amrita bonus. Leveling is by far the most important as well. Like, the more Amrita you get, obviously the higher the levels, the faster you'll level up. So gaining more Amrita and life recovery is like literally unmatched in early game. You want to be able to recover life quickly. You don't want to die. So I think it's possibly the best beginner friendly clan to join. I'm gonna hop right in. Another reason why I like this version of the game is because it's a lot quicker. Load times are way faster. Like, you just hop right into the game. Like, the load times just, it's like they're non-existent almost. Like, it's crazy. Oh, I kind of did that a little fast. So in my videos, I previously mentioned that with me personally, I would upgrade Constitution and Heart first to around 10. That's a good level to start, because you're not going to want to dump all your points into just these first. You want to actually do damage. So get these to about 10 first, and then you'll start dumping points into whatever whatever stat scales with the weapon that you chose in the beginning. I chose the Odachi, so obviously I'm gonna have to dump points into my strength first. Not to mention, it's kind of the reason why I chose Odachi and the axe first is because if you dump points into strength and stamina in the early game, you'll be able to wear heavy armor. The heavier your armor, the tankier you are, the more toughness you have. So since you're a newer player and you're not technically really like skilled at the game, you want to have as much longevity as possible. You don't want to, come out here with dual swords and only wear light armor, and you can only take 1 or 2 hits at most. If you have the heavier armor, you can get hit a couple times and still be able to survive. As a beginner, unless you're hardcore, just don't fight him yet. You don't have to fight him yet. You can come back, run around him, get over here, and go right around. It's always good to revisit. It's always good to revisit shrines as often as possible, just because if you die, you're gonna have to start completely over. So revisit shrines as often as you can, honestly, especially in the early game. So yeah, don't worry about trying to like beat the levels too quickly. Just revisit the shrine as many times as you need to in order to make sure it's a lot easier. Never forget to use your blessings as well. When you find Kodama, always set up your blessings. I only chose healer because that's the only option available to me right now, but honestly, I would go with Oracle. Again, it gives you more Amrita. So the more Amrita you get, the quicker you level. And then the quicker you level, when you get into later game, you won't be mad that you're not as powerful because you've already leveled yourself so high that you're pretty much over the max requirement for levels and stuff. A lot of the times people don't level, or they don't get enough Amrita to level up, so they get to later games and the level requirement for the stage is like level 60 and you're only like 45 or something like that. And then you're like, why am I so weak? You didn't level. So always go with Oracle. Healer is good just to give you more heals, but honestly, you'll find a lot more elixirs around than you'll find Amrita. Amrita is a little bit more scarce than elixirs are. Those will drop regularly, but this is what you need. And look, I'm glad I could help, man. Look, honestly, it's funny because I've had this game for 2 years, and there were literally 2 trophies that I was missing, in order to platinum the game. And I just did those the other day. So like, yeah, I it took me a while. I think the 2 trophies I needed were to find all of the. I literally missed one healing pool, like one shrine healing pool, and then I didn't. I had to complete the mission where you fight Yasu no Kami without breaking any of the statues. Basically, without like getting rid of the poison and stuff. Outside of that, I literally did everything else just recently. Exactly. Yep. You're right. Kodama blessings are also by region. So you have, once you find all the Kodama in one region, it resets the next region. So you don't, that doesn't carry over. You have to find all the Kodama in that specific region in order to reset your blessings. So every single time you find, if you find a Kodama and you reach a shrine, make sure you come over to make offering, go to receive Kodama blessing, and equip either Oracle or Healer. Don't use these; they're useless. This one is good. Where is it? Hunter. This one is good for farming, but again, you're not going to be farming early game, so you don't have to worry about this. Outside of this, these 2, don't use them. They're not really useful for anything. Soul cores drop left and right. You don't even need this to get a lot of soul core drops, and this is for equipment. You don't need this at all. You're going to get equipment every time you pretty much kill something, so it's no point. But these 2, Oracle and Healer, these are your best go-tos. I would choose Oracle early game. Now, when going through this, my first samurai skill I chose was Flux. The reason why is because it gives me back more ki when I stance switch, basically. So when I'm fighting and I stance switch, I get more ki back. These right here, they're cool to give you like minor buffs to maybe your ki recovery, your defense, and your attack, but they're not necessary right now just because I'm not doing that much damage anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Flux is more important in my opinion. The more ki you have, the better. Ki is way more important than, you know, these 3 minor buffs right here. So I'll come back to these when I get another samurai skill, but right now Flux is what I'm going with first. Let me change up my equipment, see what I got. Cool. I can throw that on. I can throw this on. Throw that on. Put that. Set no accessories. No new weapons either. All right, let's do it. Another reason why I chose Odachi, it's kind of easy to use. Odachi doesn't have that many, like, it's not super flashy. It's kind of straightforward. Heavy attacks, like the high stance, literally super heavy attacks. Mid stance is really like simple left to right swings, and then low stance. Low stance, I don't recommend being in low stance when using your Odachi to attack. More so low stance I use for evasions, especially with Odachi. It's no point in going in low stance to attack. High stance and mid stance are your best go-tos when using Odachi, honestly. Not to mention it has a lot of range. It's a big weapon, so the more range, the better. Only reason I'm going through this level so quickly too is because I pretty much beat it so much. My recommendation: don't go through levels too fast. Take your time. This game is better played patiently and like slowly. Don't worry about trying to beat the game super quickly, because if you try to do that, then you'll be mad that you're under level. And that battle right there is proof that the game is a tutorial. If you fight enough of those, you'll learn their attack patterns. You won't need to, like worry about getting killed by them. You'll know when to dodge and when not to and all that good stuff. Like, keep your distance. Like, you'll learn attack patterns the more you go. And you don't have to worry about switching gear mid-fight. Just wait till you get to the next shrine to switch your gear. It's honestly better. You can switch before you get to the next shrine as long as you're safe, but I just tend to switch when I get to the shrine. I feel like it's a lot better to just switch your gear out once you hit an actual shrine. I swear replaying this game is always so fun. Like, I probably replayed this game so many times. I just, like, it's so fun to always start over and just be and refresh. All right, let's see what I got. Cool. I'd rather go with this because I'm always in a high stance. Imperative strike. Twin moons is better. Alright, so let me stop going so fast. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm excited. But my first move I chose is Twin Moons because I'm in high stance more often than anything else. Imperative Strike is cool, but it's slow active. So, like, it's not really going to be important for me now. This is more like later on. I'll probably get this I'll probably get this next maybe. But for now, I'm going with Twin Moons just because I'm in high stance majority of the time. I feel like Odachi does better damage in high stance, even though it doesn't right now because I'm pretty sure the special effects on my weapon don't really give me any benefits to high stance. It's just that the additional 2 attacks right here is going to do a lot more damage than this singular attack right here. So I'm going with Twin Moons as my first one. And you're probably wondering why I'm not using my axe. It's literally here just to give me a boost in my stamina. I'm not using it right now. I'm only focusing on this. When you're early game, you don't want to focus on both weapons. You only want to focus on one weapon. The other weapon is just to give you the extra stat boost. But right now, you're focusing on one weapon until you get into later game, and then you can start focusing on more than one weapon. Cool. In honesty, nah, I'm gonna save that. All right, cool. Let's get it going. Hold up. Check out my items. Why not? This will be fun to use. it's a lot more damage. A lot more damage. I feel like my volume was kind of high though. Let me. Yeah, see that's a lot. That's a little high. Let's take that down a little bit. Just a little bit. There we go. This is the only time in which I switch weapons mid-game. I don't usually do this with anything else, only because I just got a bow, and that's very important, especially for this area right here. Right. Just need to get him to come back over here. Look at that range. See? Yeah, that's the Dachi is very good, a very good beginner weapon. You can keep away from enemies. The further you are away, the better, honestly, unless they're a ranged attack. But they're not going to put out their ranged weapon like mid-fight unless you get far away. And these little red revenant graves, don't worry about them. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. You'll die a lot. It's no point in farming revenant graves. Just because they give you gear drops, you're not guaranteed to even get the gear that you may want off of that revenant grave. So don't even worry about those. Revenant graves were used for farming purposes back in the day, but ever since like the later game difficulty came out and the graces and all that other stuff, not many people use revenant graves anymore. But like again, for earlier on, like revenant graves were really useful for farming. I used to use revenant graves all the time when farming because they came with certain people would literally just go die in a certain level, and then you would be able to get like transferable skills and all that stuff from like revenant graves. But now, not many people use them because I've actually gone back to see like let me go back to the main mission I used to go to see if I can find some transferable skills, and not many people use them. So I wouldn't worry about revenant graves unless you just like punishment. Early game, you'll most likely die. So yeah, the question regards what skill to level up once you max out main stash or weapon use. Strength for the increased damage, stamina for better armor, or toughness increase. Are you asking what skills would I max out for the weapons I'm using now, or what skills do you max out just in general? Because once you, basically what you do is when you're maxing your level, or when you're leveling up, at a certain point your levels stop going up before you get to later game. So I think usually your levels stop at 99. Once you get later game, the level gets boosted all the way up to 200, so you can have stats all the way up to 200. But 99 is the max stat for every level before you get to later game. What you do first is you make sure that you have enough health and enough ki. Then you start worrying about maxing the stat that scales with your weapon. Once you get a high enough stat for your weapon, then you go into other stats. So for example, right now I'm using Odachi. What I would do is I would get my Constitution and Heart to 10. Then I would start putting in more points to strength. I'll get my strength to around 20, 25. And then I'll go into courage, and then stamina, and then skill, and then dexterity and magic. So by the time I hit probably like level 40, level 50, I'll have 10s in every stat, but my strength will be a lot higher because that's the stat that scales with my weapon. After that, I'm just going to continue putting more points into my strength stat, and then probably by the time I get to maybe later game, or like the later stages of Dream of the Samurai, my Constitution and Heart will be around 15 to 20, but my strength stat will be like in the 60s. But every other stat will still be like 10s and stuff. Just because these extra stats right here, like courage, strength, dexterity, magic, these don't do anything for me. Courage is for pretty much key recovery, but by the time I get that late in game, I'll have more magic to use for that. Skill, on the other hand, skill doesn't really do anything except open the light armor requirements. I'm not going to be wearing light armor really. I'm probably going to be trying to wear medium to heavier armor. And then dexterity and magic are ninja skills and magic. So these don't need to be any higher than around 10. You can honestly keep both of these at 10 until you reach Dream of the Nioh. Truthfully, there are a lot of people who don't even use these that often. The only thing I really want to do when I'm going for magic and dexterity is I want to get as many skill points as possible so that when I open up their trees, I can get this right here, which increases my capacity of magic, and then this right here, which increases the capacity of ninjutsu. So basically, get your health and your ki up, and then max out your weapon damage. That's pretty much how I would do it. I'm messing. All right, now that we got into our first little area, we can go back to the Gozuki over there. So you're underworld, midway through Dream of Nioh, and already at 200 courage, 200 magic with decent high constitution. Just wanted to put the rest into. I would say if you already already have your build set up, like if you're already running the build that you're going to use to get you through the rest of the underworld, just make sure that you're meeting the stat requirements for your equipment, and that's pretty much it. Other stats don't really matter. If you're saying a decently high constitution can never be too high. Like it can never be too high. So if you have enough stats to put Constitution to 200, put it to 200, because Constitution is one of the stats. Is probably the only stat in the game that gives you a constant raise and a constant boost to your stats basically. Like a lot of stats drop off at a certain point. So like for example, when if you get yourself to 99 heart, right? Once you hit 99 heart and go to 100, you'll see that you don't get anything until you go a little bit higher. Like once you hit 99 heart, it stops at a certain point, and then you have to put like at least 3 or 4 extra stat points into that category in order to even get a benefit from it. So the drop off for a lot of skills is at 99, but Constitution, it continually raises up every time you put a stat into it. So you can never have too much Constitution. If you're not using ninjutsu, then you don't have to worry about that. If you're not wearing light armor, you don't have to worry about skill. Skill does help improve your ki pulsing. Strength does too, but outside of that, you don't really need to put too much into it unless you're wearing light armor. And then for stamina, again, stamina just helps you keep you in like that B to A agility. You don't want to be in C agility. You want to be in B or A. So if you don't have enough stamina to be in at least B or A agility, then pump points into your stamina. That's what I would do. That's why when I run my builds, I have ultimate stamina, just so I can reach that AA toughness range instead of, not being tough enough, basically. Because AA toughness makes a big difference rather than regular A toughness. All right, let's switch out some of my gear. Boom, 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 boom. Cool. All right. All right, cool. Crap, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. By this time, again, when I told you to skip this guy, by this time, you should be at a good enough level. Like right now, I'm level 6. You should be a good enough level to take him on. If you're still not sure, you can always come back to this mission later, honestly. But there's a certain trophy that you get if you beat this boss and the boss of this level. You get a trophy for that. If you learn attack patterns, enemies become easy. Now, later game, that's a lot more difficult because then you get to the enemies who switch up their attack patterns, like Lightning Gods of Yomi, who I hate with a passion. I honestly might hate them more than I hate Mijuna. Lightning Gods of Yomi is by far one of the worst bosses in this game because its attack patterns change and they're quick. Like, they're like super fast, one after another. There's no pause in between. You have no time to think. Like, they're crazy. Like, that boss is broken, honestly. Like, I don't know what they were thinking making them. They are broken. Go with this one. Nope. Skill. Now, this move right here is actually very good. It can not only counter humans, but there are certain yokai that can be countered by it as well. I know that Ippon can be countered by this, but I'm not sure about the other yokai, but I know there are some yokai who can be countered by this, but humans for sure. You just gotta have good timing. This right here, not really useful right now. I could just use this for now. All right. So what I'm going to get into this time is this right here, make an offering, because I want the Kodama Bazaar to become available. So what I do is I equip my high level gear, which is why I sort by level and not by stats. I equip my high level gear, my highest level gear I have. So I have all that equipped. Cool. I think I actually have an accept. No, I don't. So I come over to make offering and I sell everything. The reason why is because I get Divine Rice. Now, Divine Rice opens up your Kodama Bazaar, excuse me, and it allows you to purchase items in here. What you want to do is you want to set auto purchase to your elixirs, you want to set auto purchase to your arrows, and you want to set auto purchase to your choco cups. That way, every single time you come to a shrine, you will automatically purchase these and you will be topped off on all of these every time you go, no matter what. So that means you will always have a choco cups, you will always have arrows, and you will always have elixirs. All right. So whenever you come to your shrine, make sure you sell all your unwanted items in the beginning of the game, because I don't have access to the blacksmith just yet, so I don't really care about saving items. So what I do is I sell all my unwanted items or unused items to the Kodama Bazaar, and then I can just continually buy them every time I come. I have 73, and these are really, really cheap. So I have a good amount of divine rights before I end up running out. All right, let's move on to the next area. Now you have a choice to get the Scampus or not. I get them because there's also another. It's a mission requirement that you have to find. I think like 30 of these in order to unlock a certain mission later on in game. That's just to be a completionist. So if you want to do that, make sure that you're finding all the Scampus and actually using them.
清らかなお社に賊など入れてなるものか。This up. And we got all our Kodama. Cool. Now, finding all your Kodama is very important for your blessing, but it's also important for farming if you want to do that. Like, again, I don't recommend farming anymore just because of the late game graces and stuff. You're going to make a build and then you're going to end up getting rid of it just because of the late game graces where you don't have to farm. You can just literally pick up random pieces of gear and they will have graces on them. But Kodama farming used to be the meta for making builds back like before the graces came out and stuff. All right. I can sell the rest of these. Perfect. I don't think I have another guardian, another soul. I don't. Okay. Cool. And now you can see on the left it says auto purchase from Kodama Bazaar. Every time you go, it'll let you know everything was auto purchased. Everything that you set up as auto purchase is good. You're good to go. I don't think I have any of those. All right. So you're stuck in this mission for days. The boss is turning around. Nah, I think when I first played this game, I lost it. It took me probably a good minute to beat this boss. It definitely took. I think it took me really like an hour. Like I think it took me like an hour to beat that boss, just because I wasn't used to his attack pattern, and I wasn't sure. Like I wasn't like really good at burst counters. Like burst counters are by far like one of the most OP mechanics in this game, just because like if you know how to burst counter, a lot of bosses will go down super easy. Like a lot of bosses will go down easy. But you also have the correct Guardian Spirit on to burst counter, because some bosses they don't do attack, like they don't do melee attacks. I think for example I think his name is Ishimoto. I think Ishimoto, or the person, the master archer guy, he does a certain like attack where it can be burst countered, but he kind of charges up and lightning strikes from the ground. So you can't do like a feral or phantom burst counter. You have to have a brute burst counter to actually slap him. So like it's a lot of bosses that like they can't be. There's certain burst counters that work and certain that don't. But like once you use that certain burst counter, oh they'll go down easy. And that's what I was talking about before when choosing a Guardian Spirit. I just got a Feral Guardian Spirit. So now if I want to switch from the Brute, I can go to Feral now. And I didn't have to choose that at the beginning. Rather than if you chose Feral in the beginning, you would then have 2 Feral Guardian Spirits instead of, you know, having more than one type. This one right here. So when I go to this one, first one I choose is this right here. Special Finesse Invigorate. When you burst counter, your key recovery speed increases basically. So like that's invaluable. You need that. So and you're going to burst counter a lot. So the more you burst counter, the more quickly your key recovery speed goes up. Best Guardian Spirit for beginners is the Brute. I think, in my opinion, Brute. The reason why is because Brute is easier to activate, it's also easier to use. Feral, you have to the enemy has to you kind of have to time it correctly with Feral. The enemy has to hit your after image, and then with the Phantom, if you're not good with your timing as well with the Phantom, it's a literal counter, meaning that once the enemy attacks you, you have to press it at the right time in order to counter it. If you don't, it'll end up being a block more so, but you'll be out of key. So I would go with the Brute Guardian Spirit just because it's an attack. So whenever you see the enemy charging up with their red aura, immediately activate your burst counter and the Brute will hit them instead of you having to wait and counter their attack. So I would go with Brute if I was a beginner. It's a lot easier to use. Another place to go is here. This is going to be your best friend. Come here. Don't think it's just here because the game decided, oh, it's going to be like a little fun like aspect. No, come here and practice. Come here and practice. That's what I did when I first started and I wanted to be good and got to the late game. I came here and I practiced. I did certain things. I fought different enemies just because I'm like, look, I want to be good. I want to be great. So I came here and I practiced. I practiced my burst counters and all that stuff. So go to the dojo. It's okay. You can do it. Even samurai train in real life. All right. So next we are going to hit this mission. Yeah, see, and that's what I'm saying. So like using the Pharaoh burst counter is it's not as tough as the Phantom one because the Phantom one you have to have good timing. If you don't time it correctly, it won't work. And again, like I said, it's going to be a block. You'll still not take damage, but you'll be vulnerable after you get hit. And the Pharaoh one, it's not as hard, but you still have to time it decently because the key to that one is that the enemy has to hit the after image of the Pharaoh in order for the burst counter to truly work. But with the Brute one, you don't have to time it correctly. You can just you can even be late with it. As long as you have a high enough health, you'll get hit and take damage, but you'll still get the burst counter off just because it's an attack. Like you can even use the Brute burst counter like in attacks. Like I can literally do this mid combo and it'll work as a combo. But you can't really do like the Feral burst counter or the Phantom one as a combo. The Feral one is really good for a dodge. I will say that. Feral burst counter is a very, very good dodge. I've used that to dodge a lot of enemies when I didn't have like key or something. I just did it and dodged out of the way. Really good for a dodge. What was that? How did he even get this far over here? But so what are my thoughts on what to imbue a weapon? I'm stuck between corruption because of a weakened state and it has better grace for and purity for its insane key damage with split stat purity. I am a huge advocate for purity strictly because it's a lot easier to use. Corruption is tougher to use because in order to get that extra 20% damage, you have to awaken your weapon. And the only way to get your weapon awakened quickly is to stack Sentience Charge on your builds. If you don't stack Sentience Charge, it's going to take a little longer for your weapon to awaken. But once your weapon is awakened, it's a lot more powerful than Purity. So Corruption definitely has like a bigger ceiling, but Purity is a lot easier to use. You can use a Purity build without even putting Purity on your weapon, just because there's a Purity Talisman. You can run a Purity Talisman, don't even imbue your weapon with Purity, and you can still get that off easily. But there is no Corruption Talisman. So it's a lot harder to use Corruption than it is to use Purity. Corruption has good benefits, and Purity as well has good benefits. Make my damage high using a Odachi weapon, and in the last mission, second damage is 390. The best way to make your damage higher is to put as many stat points into strength as possible. So if you're late game and you feel like your damage isn't high enough, then I would basically use a Book of Reincarnation, and then put as much points into your strength as possible. That way, the damage of your weapon will go up. Because if you're still technically, if you're still technically in the second, like you're technically in the second region or the second, you're the second region, right? So you would just have to stack more damage on top of more stats on top of your weapon instead of trying to get more damage out of it, because you don't really have anything that's going to help you outside of that. Like you can't really reforge or you can't really remodel your weapon, so you have no choice but to just put more stat points into your strength. Kodama. Cool. Another way to know how many Kodama is in a level, it tells you before you hit the level. Once you check, you'll see like the little Kodama hats on the bottom of like the level description and stuff. That'll let you know how many Kodama are in that level, and it that way you can look out for them when you're going through. So a lot of side levels have Kodama in them, and some people don't know that. So make sure you're checking that every time before you go into a level to see if there are actually Kodama there. Like enemies like that who do those suicide attacks, the brute burst counter isn't the best, because you have to have. That's the one time where you have to have good timing for brute burst counter when they do those little suicide attacks and stuff, or like those like rushing like desperate attacks. Those are best for the Phantom and Feral, because brute, if you don't do it immediately once they charge up, they will grab you no matter what. Even if you try to charge it up while they're rushing at you, they will grab you. And if you're low on health, they will kill you, because those attacks do a lot of damage, especially early game. So be careful of those for sure. I'm honestly probably going to switch to the Feral one after this mission, just because against Enenra, which is the next boss, I think. Enenra is the next boss. The Feral burst counter works better against Enenra than the brute one. Exactly. Literally run away. Get as far away from this as possible. Do not stand there. They will kill you. It, like that. Like they do so much damage. It's ridiculous. I remember the first time I tried to counter one with the brute burst counter, it did not go well. I died. It was horrible. I'm like, what is going on here? Welcome to all the people who just joined in. Appreciate you guys for stopping by. Right now, we're doing our playthrough of the remastered version. I'm going through just for anybody who's a beginner to see how I would tackle the game in the early game and stuff. As well as, you know, put my words into action for my pro tip series that I recently put out. So, hope you guys enjoy it. Yeah, the ninja one is crazy because they blow themselves up. Like, it's literally a suicide bomb. It's ridiculous. But the one that you really have to look out for is the ones with the Odachi. Those, they do 2 simultaneous swings. Like, you may think they'll like probably do one swing and then go down. They'll do one swing, and as they're falling, they'll do another. So if you think you dodge out the way and then get back in real quick, you'll get hit with that second swing, and it does massive amount of damage. What's going on, bro? How you doing? Appreciate you for stopping by. Hold up, somebody's calling me right now. Give me a second, let them know something. All right, cool. All right, so now that I got both of those stats to 10, I don't have to worry about them for a long time. I can leave them alone. I'm gonna start putting points into my strength. That way, I can start doing even more damage. Soul cores, I recommend. You actually have pretty damn good soul cores right now. Ippon and Kasha are by far some of the best because Kasha gives you faster. I think it gives you faster movement on Amrita absorption, which you always want to be faster. And Ippon stun locks any enemy in the game. It doesn't matter who it is, they'll stun lock them. And it also does massive key damage. So you have pretty damn good soul cores. In terms of soul cores recommended though, any of them, you can use any soul core. As long as you can actually implement them into your battle, doesn't matter which one you use. I prefer Ippon, just because again, it stun locks any enemy in the game. Doesn't matter who it is. Like, no matter how big, how small they are, Ippon does a ridiculous amount of damage, like a key damage. But good ones I think are Ippon, Kasha, Tate Eboshi, Nupepo. What else? Aberrant Soldier. Aberrant Soldier is really good for like combos. What else they have? Otaki Maru is pretty good, but they nerfed it a while back. But it's still pretty good soul core because it does a lot of damage and it also puts confusion on enemies. Ryoma Sukuna is pretty good as well. Shooting Doji is okay because it gets scorched on enemies, even though fire sucks in this game. But it's pretty good, especially if you want to use it for combos. Magatsu Warrior is also really good as well. Magatsu Warrior does a lot of key damage, and it has 3 different levels to it. The more Amrita you have, the more anima you have, the longer and more damage Magatsu Warrior does. So Magatsu Warrior is definitely a very good one as well. Like for any of my melee based builds that I use that don't really deal with a lot of debuffs and stuff, I usually use Magatsu Warrior, Aberrant Soldier, and Ippon just because they all do a good amount of key damage. Plus, they're all very good with comboing. So those 3 will be pretty good. On my main build, I use Kasha and Ippon because of Kasha's faster Amrita. Plus, my Kasha has a really good role with anima on Amrita absorption. So the more Amrita absorption I get, the more anima I get back. It's pretty good. I don't have any new weapons really. No new gear either. That's new. It's new. It's new. Cool. Alright, cool. I got a new skill. Oh, you know what I didn't do? This. This is what I was going to do. Crap. Alright, cool. That's what I wanted to do. Switch to the Pharaoh. Just to show people how the Pharaoh burst counter works. Yeah, nah, fighting Magat, like, if you ever run into a purple Magatsu warrior, be careful. Them things are fierce, man. Like, purple Magatsu warriors are crazy strong. That's why I also like the Feral Guardian Spirit, just be like the Feral Guardian Spirit because of the dodge. Like, I can literally be mid combo and dodge out of it. Like, it's so easy to use when you're like it's literally like a crutch you can use it as. Like, if you're out of key, just dodge and you'll be fine. Like, you'll get out of the way of a lot of attacks. I missed. And if you didn't know, yes, sacred arrows can purify your power. I don't recommend it because it's a waste, but they definitely can purify your power. I guess they don't let me get rid of that. I don't know if we get a Nioh 3, but I really hope we do. If we get a Nioh 3, man, that game is going to be amazing. I know it is. But I'm not sure we will, just because Team Ninja has so many more projects coming out. It's actually 2 more games that they already announced. They have the Rise of Ronin, and then they have the Wolong Fallen Dynasty. So, like, those 2 games are actually coming out soon, because Wolong comes out next year, and then Rise of Ronin, I think, comes out the following year. So Team Ninja has like 2 or 3 projects right now that are coming out. So I'm not sure Nioh is in the near future. If they do make one, it probably won't even be announced until like 2024, 2025, if that. But before they come out with a new Nioh, they better come out with a new Ninja Gaiden. I know that. I've been waiting for the Ninja Gaiden 4 for like 12, 13 years. All right, cool. Boom. Alrighty. All right. Yes, Team Ninja knows. That's why I love Team Ninja. They're probably my favorite like game developer. Like they know how to make a good game. They know what it takes to make a great game. And their lore is always so awesome. Like, they have really good lore. Like, cause they follow, they basically take, like real, Chinese and Japanese, like characters from history and make this a good story around them. Like, I love it. All right, so I did want to mention this just because I have had a couple people like mention to me before that they don't know what the use of spirit stones are outside of them just giving you more Amrita. They're for leveling, in my opinion. As long as I've played this game, I've never used spirit stones for anything outside of leveling. Like, I don't use them to give myself Amrita to go into my yokai shift because I'll get that as I fight. I don't really use yokai shift much outside of just using it for burst counters or grapples. Outside of that, I don't really use yokai shift. And sometimes if I'm in a pinch and I can't heal in time, I'll just go into my yokai shift, fight off the enemy, and then, get back out of the way. But outside of that, I use these to literally level up. That's what I use them for. I basically collect them, I stock them up, and then I use them to level as soon as I have enough to where it can boost my level like 2 or 3. Because later on in the game, you'll start getting some of these kind of like Lumicite crystals and stuff, and they give you like hundreds of thousands to 1 million Amrita. So like, just stock those up. God of War. I mean, it's a good game. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I've never been the biggest fan of God of War, just because like the combat of it. But I'm not saying it's a bad game at all. It's a pretty good game. I like it because of how cinematic it is. Like the graphics and like the way the world looks is amazing. It's beautiful. Like it's beautifully designed. It's a beautifully designed game. But in terms of like combat wise, I'm more into like stuff like this, like the intricate combats and stuff. Like the game I just put out on my channel, I put a video out today for the new game coming out called Forspoken. That game I'm excited for, because that game's combat looks like it's going to be really crazy. Like it's going to be crazy good. What new weapons would I want to see in Nioh 3? Man, Nioh already gave us like so many good weapons. Like, look at all of these. These are great. Like, what I want to see though, I would want to see like a double-sided blade, kind of like an Odachi, but instead like with blades on both sides. I think that'd be really awesome. Kind of like a bladed switchblade almost. Not switchblade, split staff. Kind of like a bladed split staff, but it's not three section. Probably one of those. Another one I would probably like to see is a rope dart. Not a Kusarigama, but a rope dart. Like, basically, instead of having the weight on the end, just literally the dart that you can swing around. I think that'd be really cool to have. Another weapon may be, I mean, they pretty much like got all the weapons. Nunchucks would be pretty cool. I think nunchucks would be cool. Nunchucks would definitely be cool because the flail and the nunchucks and Ninja Gaiden were insane. Like there was actually a challenge, and I think a trophy in Ninja Gaiden back in the day where you had to get a combo of 100 hits. And damn near the only weapon that I could get that combo with was the nunchucks and the flail. Because it was one move that could be spammed back and forth where he would just switch arms and you can just literally spam it over and over and over and over again to get that 100 hit combo.
Mino no fuon, この山奥にまで及ぶとは。
Shot. Honestly, I think since Team Ninja is pretty much Ninja Gaiden 2, there's one weapon from Ninja Gaiden 2 that actually would, I think, be really cool, and that was like that heavy broadsword, like that super heavy broadsword. I think that'd be an awesome weapon to put in this game. Like, just imagine walking around with a massive sword, like a Guts sword from Berserk. Like, that'd be awesome. I think I might make that my main weapon if they ever came out with one. Yeah, I'd make that my main weapon if they ever came out with that. That'd be awesome. Top 3 favorite games of all time. Whoa. Top 3 favorite games of all time. Ninja Gaiden 2. Probably Nioh 2, just because I play it so much. Like I probably put more hours into this game than any other game I've ever played. But Ninja Gaiden 2 for sure. Ninja Gaiden 2 is timeless. I love that game so much. Like I love that game so much. It was amazing when I first played it. Like I was in awe. Like I'd already been in love with the Ninja Gaiden series since Black, but like when Ninja Gaiden 2 came out, I was just like, bro, this is this is greatness right here. But Ninja Gaiden 2, Neo 2, and my third favorite game of all time. Kingdom Hearts 2. Bro, Kingdom Hearts 2 was amazing. Amazing. Like Kingdom Hearts 2 had probably the greatest final battle in history. Like in the history of video games, had the greatest final battle. Like that game was amazing. When I played that game on PlayStation 2, I was like, bro, this is what we look forward to. Yeah, I have played Ghost of Tsushima. I actually beat that a while ago. I never played the DLC and stuff though, but I definitely wanted to get back into it because I found out that you can make like builds and stuff on that game, and of course, you know me, I'm all about making builds in games and stuff. So, I gotta actually get that DLC, and I know they have co-op missions and stuff too, so that's pretty cool. That's what the Rise of Ronin game reminds me of. It reminds me of Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, and the Team Ninja games are loosely connected for sure because obviously, you know, Ryu Hayabusa is a Team Ninja character, so they included Rin Hayabusa, who is pretty much Ryu's ancestor in this game, which is awesome. I'm pretty sure they had a Hayabusa in the first Nioh as well. I think. I'm not sure, but I loosely remember them having something related to him in the first game. I think that honestly, if they do come out with a Nioh 3, which is a Team Ninja, feel free to take this idea if you want, by all means. Yep, there it is, Jin Hayabusa. Yep. So that's what I'm saying. So I feel as though if you make a Nioh 3, include Ryu. Why not? Like you can include Ryu, Ayane, all of them. You can like I would say that'll be awesome. Imagine, and I mean imagine. You know how like in this game you can team up with Mumio. Imagine teaming up in a mission with Ryu Hayabusa, bro. That would be so freaking awesome. Like being able to team up with Ryu in a mission, like something like this, like we just run missions like we can run in the like you find him in a mission and you end up asking him for help, and now he's running alongside you, helping you kill enemy. Bro, that'll be the greatest game ever. That would be the greatest game ever. Like that's a hell of an idea, Team Ninja. I wouldn't mind you taking that at all. By all means, have it. Because if I get to play that game, I just say this. If you guys take that idea, I want to be the first person to test this game out. Because that game's going to be awesome. I think, yeah, like a modern Nioh would be crazy good. You said Dark Souls and Nioh series? Nioh. For sure, Nioh. Huh? Dark Souls is cool, but I am a bigger fan of Nioh than Dark Souls. Like, for example, Elden Ring is pretty much a Souls-like game, and I had a great time on Elden Ring. But if I had to choose between this game and Elden Ring, I would choose this game, no problem. I think I missed my other Kodama, too. Yeah, see, that's another part of the lore right there, because Masashi was considered one of the greatest swordsmen to ever live. So, like, that's really awesome. Did I go get that Kodama over there? I'm not sure I did, but I'm just gonna come back to it later. I don't feel like fighting those guys again. Now I'm excited because I really want them to have a modern like Nioh where you get to fight with Ryu, like fight alongside Ryu, or even you get to fight him, even though you probably wouldn't beat him because he's the greatest ever. Cool. Honestly, the other person that I seen them the ad from the and you guys see the season the series was Muramasa. I mean, this is his granddaughter right here, but like they had it Muramasa when I saw him, I'm like, oh man, I know him. If I had to look, see now you're just that's absolutely impossible. Rin, Jin, and Ryu, that's absolutely impossible. You're not winning that fight. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the Nioh God. You're not beating all three of them. First of all, it's hard enough to fight. It was hard enough to fight Jin. Rin Hayabusa in this game is possibly one of the hardest human bosses to fight in this game. And then you're gonna pick the greatest of them all, Ryu. Oh man, craziness. That's absolute insanity. You're just asking to be killed over and over and over again. Shit, I'm such a fan of Ryu. I'd probably be afraid to fight him. Honestly, I would be terrified to fight him. There's gonna be flying swallow attacks all over the place. You know what I would like to see? If they came out with a Ninja Gaiden 4, I would like to see like a prequel. I want to see how like I want to play as like Ryu growing up, like becoming the Dragon Ninja, like being able to take on the Dragon Sword and stuff like that. Like I think that'd be really good. Like a prequel series to the whole thing, that'd be pretty cool. Like the younger days of Ryu. All right, so in this level, this is where I start to level up my magic and my ninjutsu skills, because now I'm starting to get later on in game, and I need to start, getting all the necessary items and stuff. The Odachi count on the new Peppo? I said new Peppo on the Ippon? Yeah, sure. I can try to get that to happen. This is exactly how you get your ninjutsu up. Just throw bombs at everything. Kill everything with bombs. Quickest way to get up ninjutsu. Yeah, Ninja Gaiden 4, I've been waiting for that for so long. I need that. Like, I need it injected into my veins. I need that game. Honestly, if that game came out, that would be my favorite game. I don't care if it sucked. I don't care. Just because they finally came out with one, I would be happy. There it is. I did Luther. I forgot I didn't have my brute burst counter. Come on. Come around the corner. missed. Who's throwing bombs? I think it's this. Yeah, him up here. Don't run away. Don't run away. Lost Souls aside, I have been looking for a demo. I literally yesterday, because I had seen that they had a new trailer out for it. I have been looking for a demo. I want to play that game. I cannot wait for that game to come out because it looks absolutely amazing. It's like they chose to put every particle effect that they could find in that game, and it is awesome. It's like Final Fantasy. It's like Final Fantasy combined with Devil May Cry. Like that's what it reminds me of. It looks like a Final Fantasy game combined with Devil May Cry. Do I even have that? Do I have that skill equipped? I do. All right, cool. So when I fight an Epon next, I'll try to do that counter so that you can see how it works. I forgot you were right here. Stupid. Yeah. So many games coming out next year that I need to get. It's gonna be a great year for gaming next year. Definitely. I don't think that Lost Souls about a sad thing is coming out next year though. I don't know when that's coming out. It doesn't even have a release date. Like it's like the third time I've seen something about it, but they haven't really put a release date on it yet. Kind of sucks, but you know, games like that they always do. Like the Wukong game. That game has been coming out for the last like 3 years. Don't know where that game is. But I definitely want to play that game too. When they first showed like the test footage of that game, I was like, oh, this is going to be amazing. All right. I did this one already. I'm going to go with this one. We're going to go up here. You said juggle mechanics? I think that'd be pretty cool. It would probably add it definitely would add another aspect to the combat for sure. All right. Do I have any more? Do I have any other soul cores? I do. Let me equip this one. Boom. I can fuse it actually. Cool. All right. So now we're gonna put up our strength. We're gonna get our strength to about a 20, and then we're gonna put up the other stuff that we need. All right. I missed. Why do I have a sword? What the hell? Oh, I thought that was an Odachi. This is an Odachi. I'm saying, I'm like, why do I have a sword? I don't have any more bombs. That sucks. There's a specific way I like to go through these levels. Like a lot of times people will go like the main road. I go certain specific ways because I feel as though it's a lot more efficient in my opinion. I missed. Throw bombs too. Oh crap, wrong one. And if you don't know, I hate Majuna, so I don't ever mimic them anymore. I hate them. Give me something good. Come on. Give me something good. Let's go. Nothing good. Thank you for nothing. Kind of messed up with my ninja skills because I was supposed to get my tiger running and then go to sneak thief, but it's okay. No, I never did. I never played their PvP. Honestly, they should have added PvP in this game, but like because the only reason I say they should have added though is because like this game isn't pay to win. Like everyone gets this equal opportunity to make the same exact builds or their own type of build. So it would have been really interesting to see. Crap, I shouldn't have did this. I'm gonna just wait for this to go away. But it'd have been really interesting to basically see how powerful, you know, other people's builds were against, you know, everybody else. Like I think that'd have been a very cool aspect for them to add in the game. Only reason I'm trying to get rid of this this Scampus is because I'm trying to do the counter for you guys against the Epon, but this Scampus is going to literally destroy the Epon, so I have to wait for this to run out. Yeah, like PvP in this game would be awesome. I think they kind of missed out on a very good aspect of this game that they should have implemented. PvP would have been great because again, this isn't a pay to play game. This game is literally free to play pretty much. The only thing that is pay to play is the DLC when it first came out. You had to pay for the DLC, but you only got access to different weapons and different skills. Outside of that, it wasn't anything, you know, like groundbreaking. Like, it's not like I could have paid to be level 750 completely maxed out. No. Like, this game is luck based. So if you were just lucky than other people, then you basically, then you just have better luck. There you go. So basically that's how it goes. You can counter them like literally easily. Boom. And then a nice ground takedown. See that? Look, that dodge is so clutch. But that's how you use the takedown on the Epon. Like, if you counter it just in time, you'll take them down every time. See, now that's good incentive for people to get involved in PvP. Like getting special PvP gear, that's good incentive. But like they need to make sure that it specifically states PvP and PvP alone. That way, it actually makes people want to play it. Because some people would literally, if it didn't state strictly PvP, some people would play that PvP just to get that gear and then never play it again. So if they have a actual like system implemented to state that this gear is PvP exclusive, so you can only use it in PvP, it would make people want to play it more. But it's actually a really good idea. Like I've said, honestly, I've always thought that this game should have PvP. Just like, again, like it was Ninja Gaiden 3. Ninja Gaiden 3, a lot of people gave it a lot of BS, saying that it wasn't good. It was a great game. It was really fun, and they had PvP, and it wasn't pay to win. It was literally everybody started off with the same stats, the same base ninja, and you had to play more to upgrade your ninja. If your ninja wasn't upgraded, then you were just weak. So you had to literally play the game more to upgrade your ninja in order to go into PvP. And that PvP was awesome. It was just a whole bunch of people flying around doing flying swallows all over the place. Like, it was super fun, and it was underrated. That game got a lot more criticism than it should have gotten. Like, that game was really, really fun. I think the only reason people didn't like it is because of the story. Like, they said the story was lacking, or like the story wasn't good. And it was like, I mean, I understand, but like the gameplay was still pretty good. It was a lot more fluid it was a lot more fluid too. Like, I won't say the gameplay was better than like Ninja Gaiden 2 or Sigma or Black, but like it was still pretty good. Like, it was still a pretty good game. Like, to this day, I still play Ninja Gaiden 3. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Kodama. I didn't mean to do that. But now, like, the only reason I say I like Ninja Gaiden 2 over Ninja Gaiden Black was because of the, first of all, the combos were better. The combo system got way better, and it got way better. Not to mention, they added the obliteration techniques, which added an aspect to the game where it was a more cinematic experience. Like, my bad, let me get this out of the way. But yeah, when adding obliteration techniques to the game, made it a more cinematic experience. Like, it added aspects to the game where it was like, all right, now I got the enemy dismembered and he's still coming at me. Like, I cut off his arm, but he's still attacking me. So now I have to finish him off. Instead of me cutting off his arm and he's dead now, and there's no risk to the game. Like, the obliteration techniques, you could literally cut off an enemy's arm or cut off their leg, and they're still coming after you. Like, they had the suicide bombers. If you cut off, I don't have sneak attack. If they had the suicide bombers, you cut off their leg and they grabbed you, now they're gonna, if they grabbed you, now they're gonna explode, and there's a good chance you could die. That adds risk to the game. Who's winning a fight, Ryu or Dante? That's a good question. Dante can't die, so that's tough. I don't know. Like, Dante's borderline immortal, but Ryu is just like, he's built different. Like, if I say, like, he's built different. So I don't know. That is a great question. That'd be an amazing fight, honestly. But like, Dante's like borderline immortal, so like, he's not even human technically. But then again, neither is Ryu, because Ryu has dragon blood in his veins. So it's like, it's a toss up between the two. Honestly, I really don't know who would win in a fight between those two. I'm sorry. Did you seriously just jump down it? Idiot. That's actually the first time I've ever seen that happen. Like, I've lured them in there before, but they've never just jumped down there on their own. That is hilarious. Exactly. Like, they're both masters at any weapon. They can literally use any weapon. And guns mean nothing to Ryu. So, like, literally, like, guns mean 0 to him. He can block bullets. So, like, it doesn't matter. Dante can use a gun all he wants. Ryu will literally block every single shot. I'll say this, Ryu is a master of assassination as well. Dante, not really. He's more like wide open, like, I'm just gonna bust through the front door type person. Ryu's a ninja. So, like, he's literally trained in the art of killing. So I honestly might give the edge to Ryu just because that's what his entire life was built upon. Like, he was literally groomed to be the ultimate ninja, while Dante was just born a half demon. So, like, I might give the upper hand to Ryu. So who knows? Like, like, again, it's a toss up between the two. I do watch anime. I watch a lot of anime. And do I have a favorite series? My overall favorite series is Dragon Ball because it introduced me to anime. Like, that's what I grew up on. So that's gonna be my favorite series. But if I was to, like, put out a series right now that I would say I'm really enjoying, Fire Force. I love that series. Fire Force is awesome. I love that series so much. Shinra is my guy. I love that series. I do like Demon Slayer, but I'm definitely a Fire Force guy. Now, Demon Slayer now is kind of like, I've read the manga, so I won't spoil anything with anybody. Like, the anime is great. It's really good. It's borderline kiddie a little bit until it gets serious, but later on it definitely gets a lot more serious. So I like Demon Slayer too, but Fire Force is my thing. I love that series. Like, my updated series, basically. But, like, if I was to go favorite overall, Dragon Ball, just because I grew up on it. Like, I wouldn't know anime if it wasn't for that. Because in the States, Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh!, those aren't considered anime. Those are considered cartoons. But Dragon Ball, we know that's an anime. Crap. I'll just come back over here. We're going to find out soon if I got all the Kodama, because I really feel like I left one behind. I really do. I have some more bombs. Yeah, Fire Force gets really good in the manga. Like, it gets really good. Like, that's why I'm excited for the next season of Fire Force to come out. I don't know when it's coming out, but they need to hurry it up. I'm ready. I need it. Because the way they put the animation together, like, the Soul Eater vibe is just amazing. The Soul Eater was great too. I love the Soul Eater. Because I don't even think they I don't think they finished Soul Eater. Yeah, they did. They didn't finish Soul Eater in the anime. They just kind of stopped doing it. I don't know why. All right, so this right here is the one instance where I will not hit the shrine. just because if I do, it's gonna bring back all the enemies I killed. So I'd rather not go through having to fight all of them over again. But if you do it this way, make sure you're being careful, because if you die, you're gonna have to fight through all of the enemies again, and then you have to go back and get your guardian spirit, and that's just a lot. So make sure that you're sure that you want to do it this way before you you move on. How did you miss? You said the anime, you said the manga was far behind, so they decided to make their own non-canon ending, wrap up the anime. See, like that's why like they could have finished that series way better than they did. Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Like the way the anime ended, it seemed like it was incomplete. It literally seemed incomplete. It didn't seem like it was a complete ending. That's why I wasn't even sure they finished it. Like just because of how rushed it seemed. They could have added so much more to that. Whoa. Kick that down. Moment of truth. Let's see if I got all our Kodama. I feel like I did. You know, I haven't watched the new Shaman King. I think it's just like it's pretty much like an update of it. I think like new animations and stuff like that. But I haven't watched it. I watched the old one. The old one was really good. But I haven't watched the new Shaman King. I've always meant to, but I've been kind of slacking on my anime watching lately. I'm more into now reading like I read Korean manhwa now mainly, just because I like the stories of them. Like I'm really into like reading more so than watching a lot nowadays for some reason. I don't know why. But the manhwa they've caught my attention. Like I've read like 50 of them. Like probably more. Yeah, I'm more of an avid reader than a watcher nowadays. I guess the older you get, the more the easier it is for you to read. Oh, solo leveling! I got all my friends on the solo leveling. I've told them years ago when the series first came out in 2020. I told them years ago, hey, get on this series when they make an anime, and I knew they would. This is going to be anime of the year. They're like, man, nah, you're just saying, like, I don't know, you're kind of hyping it a little too much. I'm like, no, trust me. When they make this into an anime, it will be anime of the year. And all of my friends read it, and they agree, and they're like, bro, I didn't believe you at first, but I believe you now. Like, this is going to be insane. That is going to be next year when it comes out. It's going to be anime of the year. Like, it's going to give One Punch and all those other stuff to run for its money for sure. Especially for those people who haven't read it and don't know anything about it. Oh man, they're in for a surprise. I'm going super fast. I'm sorry, guys. So with this one, this is just to reduce the key recovery, reduce the penalty of your key going down the yokai realm, and this is to reduce it going down the dark realm. That's pretty much it. I always go with these first because they're the most useful out of your beginning stats. So you want to get these first, and honestly, you might want to max these out first rather than going anywhere else. The reason why is because this is to basically, like, if you use a yokai ability, it purifies the yokai realm, which is really good, but it's not necessary. And this basically gives you anima back if your yokai, if your soul core matches your guardian spirit. But again, this is more so for later game. This is not for something that you need to worry about now. So right now, these three right here are your most important. This one here, try to work your way down to special finesse, refresh, and focus, and then work your way up to recuperate. These are your best ones to work your way to. So this one right here, this one, this, and these three. Yeah, God of High School. I wasn't hip to that when it first came out. I only saw it as an anime. I never read the manga, and now I'm kind of upset because everyone has told me, bro, don't go read the manga. Like it's much better than the anime was. So like I still have that on like my must read list. I definitely need to read that because I was honestly impressed by the anime, and if the manga was better than the anime was, oh I'm ready for it for sure. Plus, you know when they make certain like anime and manga, they always kind of like stuff. Like like Solo Leveling, for example, has like 180 chapters. I'm pretty sure they're gonna like combine a lot of the chapters into the first season. It's not gonna only be one season. It's gonna have to be multiple seasons. But like I feel like they're gonna stuff a lot of stuff into the first season instead of stretching it out more. Just because animation costs. So it's like I'm running this and I don't even have the skills for it. I'm going crazy right now. Um, but like, I feel like it's a lot. Like, I feel like they're gonna stuff a lot of like things into the first season, which I hope they don't do. They need to stretch it out and make it like, a lot longer. Like, just make the seasons longer. Do like a 24 episode season. That's fine. Like, we don't need. I don't want to see a 12 episode season where you're just dumping a whole bunch of information into 12 episodes. I don't want that. 24 episodes. I feel like it's a good amount of episodes for one season. Like, if they want to make it 50 episode seasons, fine by me. That works for me too. But like, I don't want them to just stuff like so many seasons worth of stuff and like so much information into one season, like 12 episodes. That's craziness. But that's probably what they did with God of High School, because it's like that was only like what 11, 12 episodes, and I'm pretty sure there are a lot more chapters in the manga than they basically did for the show.
聞いてねえぞ。ここには誰もいねえはずじゃ。
てやっはっはっ
Perfect. Got my first Epon. Let's go. It's over with. Now all the bosses are done for. See, yeah, look, they crammed 100 chapters into 12 episodes. That's insane. Like, that's crazy. They could have at least did like 30 episodes with 100 chapters. Like, that's craziness. That's craziness. And I pray that Solo Leveling doesn't do that. I pray they don't do that. Like, because I've read that manga like at least 5 times. So if they decide they want to just stuff all those chapters into one, it's 170 chapters. There's no way that they're going to stuff 100 chapters into 12 episodes. They're going to have to spread them out. They're going to have to. Like, they need at least 3 seasons of this before they decide. Like, I want to see, if you're going to stuff chapters and you're going to do 12 episode seasons, then do the first 30 chapters in 12 episodes. Don't do 50 chapters in 12 episodes and then you only got 2 seasons of a manga that was considered the best. Like, if you look up online and you look up manga, the first thing that'll pop up is going to be manga similar to Solo Leveling because it's the most popular. So like, if they decide that I swear, if they decide that they want to stuff like 50 chapters into 12 episodes, it's going to piss me off. I'll be super upset because I'm really hyped for this anime. I'm really hyped for it. I do not want to see them murder this thing. Like, I will be so upset. It's always best to put purification on because there are little water barrels around that you can get saturation up on in Ninra. So purification is better. That way you can actually hit him with confusion. As such. Come this way. Come this way. That out the way. Take forever to do that. Said beat the game and beat 108 floors in the underworld max level 750 with the game. This game is awesome. I love the game. I'm gonna say, did you go into depths yet? I'm gonna say, because you know there's still an extra 30 plus floors of depths in the underworld, and those get increasingly harder as you go on. But no, I love this game. This is my favorite game. I love it. I base my entire channel around this game. Now, it's not going to be the only game I do play on my channel, but my channel mainly starts with this game. So, definitely one of my favorite, for sure. Do the 7th floor? Okay, yeah. Good luck. Like, that's all I can say. Good luck. Because as you get lower and lower, difficulty gets insane. 20, like on a 21st floor past that, man, I hated that. I hated it so much. All right, we got our titles and stuff unlocked. Cool. Now, come on now. All right, titles. Now, when you're first choosing your titles, I personally, what I choose, I don't have many of these, but obviously yokai ability, anima charge, boom. So with these, I choose anima charge, anima, yokai ability, damage. Those are your main 3 that I choose. Outside of those 3, you can literally choose whatever else you want. But I would mainly focus on anima charge, anima, and yokai ability damage. The other 2 you get does not matter. Excuse me. Yeah, the first 108 floors weren't that tough, especially if you have a build. If you have a build already put together, the first 108 floors aren't that tough. But once you get past those first 108 floors, I would say floor 1 through 10 in the depths isn't tough either. But after you get past floor 1 through 10, 11 through 30, that's when the difficulty starts to get a little crazier because the enemies increase. So I think from the 11th floor to the 20th floor is 2 enemies, and then from the 21st floor to the 30th floor is 3 enemies. So having to fight 2 tough enemies back to back, depending on which enemies they are, it can get difficult because they shuffle. Like you'll never fight the same enemies every time. It'll always shuffle. Now you may fight the same enemy if the shuffle is pretty much like on that enemy, but majority of the time you're always going to fight a different enemy because I think either every day or every week underworld shuffles, so they randomize the enemies in each floor, so they can be tough. We are going to go with this so we can open up a barrier, and then I am going to go down this way so I can get these two other titles. And for the titles on this screen, I usually go with life, key recovery speed, equipment drop rate, and elixir efficacy. The reason why is because gold, you don't need it early game. Don't need it. You don't need gold right now, so don't even worry about getting it. Ninjutsu power, you're not ninja build, don't need ninjutsu power. Omeo magic power, you're not a magic build right now, you don't need it unless you literally focus on those only, and you're not early game. And equipment drop rate, you don't need it. Honestly, I would say you can go with equipment drop rate just to get more equipment drops, but as like I said, you don't really need it right now, and you can always change your titles later on. But I'm gonna go key, life, and then was that 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, so I guess I have to go with that then, because I don't need these 3. These 3 I do not need, so I just go with equipment drop rate. Cool. Susanoo Corruption. It's not a bad build at all. Like I always tell people, corruption is very strong. It has a higher ceiling than purity does, but I prefer purity because it's easier to use. Yeah, I actually did plan on co-oping in this stream. I just wanted to go through the first couple levels first, because I plan on continuing this series every time I stream. So whenever I stream, I'll always play, through a certain region, and then I'll switch over to co-op, and then go on so forth and so on. So like I am going to co-op in this stream. So if you want to co-op during this stream, I will do that once I switch over to the other game. This right here. Can't even run those. I'm not heavy enough. Yeah, for later later on in the depths, you might end up switching out Susanoo, just because once you get to those enemies, it's going to be a lot tougher to stay alive. Now, I don't know how you play, so I can't really judge that. So like, you may be godly, like you may not get touched, honestly, so you may not even need to switch out your grace. But I switched I was running Izanagi and Susanoo pretty much throughout the entirety of the depth of the regular underworld 108, through all 108 floors. But once I got into the depths and got to like floor 15 of depths of the underworld, I had to switch to a Yamasumi because I was taking too much damage. Like I wasn't staying alive long enough to even beat the bosses. Now we have our blacksmith unlocked. I will not be doing anything in here except for this right here. You see what I'm doing? I'm disassembling all of my gear. You know why? Because later on I'm going to need that, but I don't need it right now. So I don't care about anything in the blacksmith except for disassembling. Hey, I just skip, but say, look, like I said, I don't know how well you play, so if that's what works, shoot, go for it. Me, I'm not that great, so I had to go with I had to switch my build out for a Yamasumi, just because I kept on dying. Like I died so much because of I just couldn't survive getting hit. Like I literally couldn't survive getting hit.
そこまで。
Okay, that's done for. Let's get this going. Flux 2. Definitely need that. Don't need any of that. Cool. What is the next mission up? My face is in the way. I think that's level 20. This is level 21. We're going to go with this one first. Star effects are randomized though. You have to be lucky to get star effects. Like if you're not lucky, then you won't have any star effects. But star effects definitely boost your character. The only star effect I've ever really wanted was an attack bonus star effect, but I've never gotten one. Another reason why I chose to choose Toyo, because I'm passively healing as I attack, literally. Jesus, where did you come from? Standing inside of a yokai pool is the worst. Crap, I was about to fight a revenant. I don't need to do that. You can do a life recovery on rid of absorption build, but you can only get life recovery on rid of absorption on your accessories and on your chest piece. You can't put it on any other piece of gear. You can get auto life recovery, but that's not as good as life recovery on rid of absorption. So to get your damage up that high, it depends on the special effects you have as well. But that's not dependent on your life recovery. This. Do I want to use that? I don't even. Do I have enough space on my guardian spirit to even use that? I forgot to change the epon. See, messing up. Where is he? Boom. Can I? Oh, I can. I'm gonna put you here and then you there. Perfect. Now this is these right here. These are key damage specialist early game right here. This one coming down there. All right, which skill are we gonna go with next? I can't get Moonlit Snow yet. I have to get higher. I'm gonna do this one. Yeah, this is good for humans. Anima. Perfect. Alrighty. Cool. Alright, next mission is this one right here. So again, once I finish this first region, I'll switch over to the PlayStation 4 version, and then I'll run some co-op missions and stuff, so that people can, you know, finish. People that can help some people with their missions and stuff. Missed. There we go. I still don't have Sneak Thief, do I? I do not. Wonderful. Time to get it. You missed me to the bottom. All right. Missed his head. Oh, I'm sitting there one. I'm like, hold up. Do I have a purity weapon? No. This guardian spirit gives you purity on strong attack. I know I don't have a purity weapon just yet. It's too early for that. I'll come back to you guys later. Okay. Scanning, 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 scanning. There you go. Scanning. Perfect. Beautiful. Finally. I'll put that on now. I need that. Very important to get Sneak Thief or Sneak Attack. Very important to get this. Very, 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 very important. Gets rid of you. I don't need to get that yet. That Scampus can stay there for now. Come back for it. Cool. Oh, got a yokai weapon. All right. Next stat I'm going to put up though is going to once I get this, once I get my strength stat to 20, I'm going to put up my stamina stat next so I can start wearing heavier gear. Because right now I can equip medium gear, but a lot of the heavy gear I can't equip because I don't meet the stamina requirements for them. Some more Omeo locks. That was dumb of you. That's all our Kodama. Cool. You're next. Perfect. I don't think I need anything else from over here. I don't even need to open that door. There's no point. This bow is weak as hell. Like, can't even one-shot these enemies with this bow. Yeah, I don't need to go that way. I'm good. I'm gonna just take you first. I would drop down there, but I don't know if I'll survive or not, so I'm just gonna run down the steps. Cool. Scampus Army activate. People underestimate how OP the Scampus are in this game. They are ridiculous. They do a nasty amount of key damage. If you have 3 of them along with you, you could literally destroy depths of the underworld with 3 Scampus along with you. Like, if you have 3 of them, you'll destroy it. Like, it's honestly ridiculous how crazy they made these things. Where is it? There it is. Nice simple mission, you know. Nice simple mission. Oh. Okay. Next mission will be this one. Let's get our skills and stats together first. That's what we want. We want to come down here to this one, so we'll get there soon. We got some new titles. We got any new weapons or anything? We do not. No, we do not. We do have a new axe. Equip that. Can't use that. Definitely can use that. Nope. Yep. Cool. Alright. Let's pop this mission and then we're going to get on to our co-ops. You don't got nothing for me? Alright, man. You're useless. Alright, so we're good on strength now. Next is stamina. That's what I'm getting up next. So, going to get that up to a decent amount to where I can wear some heavier gear. Cuckoo.
共に視線をくぐり抜けた日々が懐かしい。父さんよ、涅槃で待つぞ。
Crap. And this dude is deaf because I don't know how he didn't hear that. With this mission, I feel like you should never go from the bottom of the stairs up here. You should always go to top. Just because this up here can drop down on you and it's annoying. Then you can take him out and not worry about anybody throwing anything at you from the top. Not to mention you can sneak behind all the enemies on this, like in this dark realm. just like that, you cleared out every enemy in here without having to worry about anybody spotting you. Cool. Please don't be Majuna, because I don't want to deal with it. I know it. I knew it. I knew it. I hate these things so much. Just give me my gear, man. Give me my gear. That's all I want. Oh. No, there's no point in climbing back up there like that. Again, we want to hit this shrine and save. Alright, stamina. Let's do it. This one, because we open up that path. Trying to get to the ninja mastery as quickly as possible so we can have more capacity for ninja items. Same with magic. We want to get to the magic mastery as soon as possible, or incantation mastery, whatever you want to call it. I missed again. Cool beans. Only reason I'm speeding through is I know where the Kodama are, so I don't have to take my time, but definitely as a newer player, take your time going through. Explore every area, make sure you're finding those Kodama. Don't try to speed through like I'm doing. Aberrant Soldiers are great soul core, honestly. Like pairing the Aberrant Soldier with a Epon, you're gonna be doing crazy combos. Do that just because Caltrops are really good as well. I'm actually gonna equip. Wait, I'm actually gonna equip those. Do I have any new weapons? I do. Perfect. All right. Once you get your first rifle as well, because you'll get your first rifle after you beat that Epon and go to that Amrita, you want to go to your Kodam Bazaar and put that on auto purchase as well, because you will run out of these. And sometimes it's harder to find the rifle ammo than the arrow ammo. So definitely put those on auto purchase. I don't need any. Oh man, the soul cores, resting rights. Don't need. I need that. I'm gonna keep those. Don't need that. Don't need these. And I don't really care for that. Boom. Perfect. All right. Now the trophy I was talking about earlier is, you know how that you have to clear the poison by pretty much destroying the statues. One of the trophies in the game is to literally just go through the entire level without destroying any statues. Don't clear up any poison and beat the main boss, and you'll get a trophy for it. And that right there is the benefit of having heavy armor. If I was in lighter armor, I would have died immediately. I missed. That's why I say in the beginning of the game, it's good to choose Odachi or Axe as your main weapon. That way you can wear heavy gear and tank through a lot of these hits. Cool.
体がしびれて動かぬ。食われて苦しむくらいならいっそ。
Right. All right, let's guesstimate. Guess right. I'll wait till you leave. Go along. Come on. Go along. There we go. Go about your business. For you good people, no peeking. No, no, no. I'll go down there later.
Alright,
get it back. More stamina. Why not? Next skill with this one. Don't want that at all. Don't need it really. Retrograde flow. Not really. Devastating rush is actually pretty good. Yeah, I'll use Devastating Rush, honestly. That's pretty good. Alright. I don't think I got any new gear, did I? No. Nothing I can use, really. That's okay. But my weapons. Alright, cool. Yeah, let me hurry up and get through this so we can start our co-ops. So I know a lot of people want to get through some missions and stuff. Come with me, little guy. We're going on an adventure. Give me something good. Come on. Give me something I can actually wear. I can wear that. Perfect. Thank you. Nothing over there. You gotta go back up and around. Cool. Missed again. Missed again. Shut up. Yes. Cool. Grab you. Perfect. easy way to deal with those. Throw bombs at them. Not to mention it helps you get your ninjutsu up. So, win-win. Work.
あやかし狩りにはもってこいの武器だが俺じゃ器量不足だったかどこにこっちにあやかししかいねえたっはあへっ刀さえあれば砕くとは早まったかもな道さんよ
There we go. What? Speaking of, I was just about to say, you actually get the weapon I'm using now from killing those, and I got one. Speak of the devil. Kodama over here, and it is. There should be another Kodama somewhere nearby, and that should be all of them. Okay. Blow you up. And then we're going to get rid of you. And the Kodama should be there. And here it is. It's just the last one, right? I think so. It is. Cool. All right. I forgot he came down. Yeah, being able to counter those is so clutch with this weapon. Crap. I didn't mean to do that. Oh well. Come here. If you don't know, those and Yasu no Kami are weak to lightning and purity. Alright, this is the final leg of the mission. Let's hurry up and get this over with and get out of here. I can give you up. Which ones do I have? So I have Amrita, Anima Charge, Yokai Ability, and I'll just go with Cool. I don't really need anything else, honestly. Pretty much went through my maintenance. Perfect. All right, let's get this guy out the way, then we can move on to our co-op. Another reason why heavy armor is good. With lighter armor, I'm telling you, heavy armor is the way to go early game. I would have died if I didn't have heavy armor on. Yeah, see? Heavy armor, man. Look, I would have died if I didn't have heavy armor. Because right now, what is my toughness at? Yeah, I'm at 181. Usually, you'll be at around like 100. It's not enough. All right. So now that we've finished our first region pretty much, only thing I have left is like a couple side missions. I can do those next time. I'm going to switch over to the other version, the PS4 version. That way I can start running co-ops now and people can start, you know, getting the missions done they need to get done. So if anybody needs to finish a mission, anybody needs help on a mission, let me know. And then we can, you know, get that going for you guys. Let me do some maintenance real quick, and then I'll hop on over to the other version. I can keep that at 10 for now. We're gonna get courage up next. Ooh, no, screw it. Do that. See, like my map, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Like a lot of people actually like that build. A lot of people wanted to know like what graces were run on it. That's pretty much a Depths of the Underworld build. You can't get that. You can't make that build unless you are in at least the 6th floor of Depths of the Underworld. But all right, let me save, and then I'm about to switch over. That way we can start running our co-op missions and get this thing going.